One interesting thing about history is that it tends to repeat itself. Tulip mania is one instance of this phenomenon. If you want to know how tulip mania, better known as the tulip market bubble crash, relates to today's crypto market, stay to the end of the video. Tulips were brought to Holland during the early 16,000s. They were very sought out after due to their uniqueness compared to other flowers that were available in Holland during that time. Their uniqueness turned them into a commodity between the affluent. However, after a short period of time, the middle class also wanted to get involved in the tulip trade. So even though they didn't have as much money as the rich people to afford this nice flowers that just came, they were able to buy their own share of this amazing new flowers that came into Holland. During this time, people started to produce their own tulips in Holland. This revolutionized the tulip industry and also turned into a big problem later on. However, for the time being, it was a craze. Everybody was getting tulips. Even the poor people were getting involved in the trade. Soon enough, this became a lucrative business. Everybody that did not have a tulip in their garden was seen as somebody that had bad taste. So a lot of people were socially obliged to buy tulips and put them in their garden, especially the more affluent people. The problem became more apparent when the price of a tulip was worth almost $1 million in today's money. It was very insane. However, the middle class and the poor people were getting leveraged in order to buy tulips in hopes of the price of the tulip going up in the future. Unfortunately for them, the prices eventually started going down to a more reasonable price for that item. So as people came to their senses and the prices went down again, everyone started to lose tons of money, and the people that were leveraged could not pay it back. So by 1637, the Tulip Crisis was at its peak. Everybody that was leveraged had lost all their money and they were not able to pay it back. All the loaners, they had lost, their money because they couldn't get it back. And all the people that bought tulips for like the high prices that were for like $1 million and higher were not able to make any profits and had to sell for whatever price the tulip was selling during that time. So why does all this matter? Why learn about this crash that occurred hundreds of years ago? Well, a lot of experts have compared the tulip crisis to the cryptocurrency market. As you might have known if you were following this, the cryptocurrency market has gone down. I remember, for example, Bitcoin used to be about $50,000, and now if you go as of 2023, the price of Bitcoin is about $20,000. They were saying that it was gonna go to 100,000, and it's just been, very low and it hasn't gone up. And some might say like it's still like extremely high. Some people argue that it's supposed to go to 1 million, 100,000. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that, what are the uses of Bitcoin? Does anybody really use Bitcoin in today's society? Like, I understand that it could have uses in the future, but as of today, and a lot of people say that it has no use, just like a tulip did. Like a tulip back in the early 1600s, did not have any use for it. Just like Bitcoin could have no use. A lot of people that trade, that use Bitcoin, that buy Bitcoin, they do not use it. When was the last time they used Bitcoin? If you're somebody that's interested in it, when was the last time they used Bitcoin? And I understand like the idea of a blockchain and all that, and like how that could be useful in the future. But what is, like, who knows? Like it could be something else completely. So just keep that in mind, guys. That's the lesson that I wanted to bring from this story. The tulip crisis, even though it occurred hundreds of years ago, it repeats itself. Like I said in the beginning, history repeats itself. So if something that has no value, such as a flower, a tulip, can go up to $1 million, you know, and then lose all its value, almost like right away, like in a few years, the same thing could happen with Bitcoin. It could go up to 1 million, and people are leveraged and all that. So and then lose it all. So another thing that I'm gonna say, at least if you are gonna invest in cryptocurrency, I'm not saying is do not do it. I have done it myself. I have money invested in cryptocurrency, just a very small amount. Just make sure it's your own money and you're willing to lose it. Like I'm not to be negative. You could make money from it, obviously, but like if you are gonna invest in it, make sure that it's money that you can lose, and never leverage when it comes to these things, because the cryptocurrency, like there's no way to know if it's gonna go up or down tomorrow. So be careful with what you do, and if you're gonna invest in it, just keep in mind the story that I told you about the tulip crisis, and make sure that you are not leveraged. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.